So today is like Chase's birthday, and he's 20 now. So it's like that just made me realize that next week is my birthday, and I'm turning 19. And it makes me realize that in a year and a week, I'm not gonna be a teenager anymore, which is so dumb. I want to be a teenager forever. Hate this. I don't want to be a 20-year-old. I want to be a teenager. It's cooler. So yeah, that's the thing. Just in the tennis court now for stuff and whatnot. This may be the last time I record something with this microphone, and I don't know. It kind of makes me feel weird. So we are having this is OU? This is OU battle against the RabidChipmunk from Smogan. We have a Sun team here. I look at this team and I realize that two big offensive threats from my end are definitely going to be Manchow and Mence, because he doesn't have much to check either one. His team is really slow, so fast Pokemon like that are really going to wreck him. So definitely going to want to take care of those two for this match, going into it, thinking about it. So he ends up leading off with the Ninetales just to get a Sun Up. I'm just going to go for the Stone Edge, predicting him to go into a Chandelure, and if he stays in, this thing will die anyways. So luckily I hit the Stone Edge, and that's going to take out the Ninetales, and I guess he just wanted to Sun Up because I have no weather. So yay, Sun Up, it's not that big of a deal. So now he's going to go into his Cresselia here. I'm just going to go for the U-turn, which I found this kind of weird, but he actually pulls a double switch. He just went out to Cresselia just to bait me to go for the U-turn so he can get a safe switch into his Fortress, which I guess is kind of smart, but also kind of weird at the same time. So yeah, Fortress comes in. I did do enough damage to him where he's not going to get back to sturdy after a leftover, so I'm going to go into my Mence here. Just going to hit him with the Fire Blast, and yeah, that's my game plan. So just going to go straight forward. In the Sun, it's going to do a lot to pretty much anything that could come in, except for the Chandelure that decides to come in, which really isn't that big of a threat because I can just switch moves and go for the Earthquake, and it's going to die. So yes, this is what I meant by Salamence and Manchow being big threats. So yeah, like that Terrakion, that big ass threat. So Chandelure goes down without a fuss. I figured it wasn't Scarf just because it was kind of a risk staying in, but I really wasn't fearing much from it anyway. So he ends up going into Crest now. I know I can't even 2 KO with anything, so I'm just gonna go into Ferrothorn to predict whatever it's gonna do, not even sure. So yeah, he ends up just going for the Reflected Side, just it's gonna get at my rocks for now. Even though I do see the Fortress, it's not gonna be that big of a deal to deal with. So I go for the Leech Seed first. Actually, I forgot. I always when I play Ferrothorn, I always like the Leech Seed first. I don't know why. I just do, because it causes more switches and it makes it easier to set up rocks later. I don't know, but he's going to go into his Fortress, I guess predicting me to set up my rocks now, and I just do that, and he is going to be able to get it back up to sturdy after the leftovers, and I'm noting this for a reason, because it's significant. So I decided if I want to break this thing sturdy before I switch again, and I figure he may or may not spin first turn. I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed, just to break his sturdy, so that's what I do, and yeah, I figure now he's probably just going to go for the spin, but at least I can keep his sturdy broken, which is again kind of important. So gonna go back into Salamence. I know after the Intimidate that it can't do anything to me if in case he wanted to predict the switch and go for like a Gyro Ball or something, but he just goes for the spin, does absolutely nothing, and now because he's not at sturdy, even though the Leech Seed goes away this turn, I can still kill him off with a Fire Blast if I do so desire. So just gonna go for it again because I really have no I don't have any threat to predict. So it goes into Charizard, and that Fire Blast missed, and that really hurts me at the end of the day because this thing's survivability. I hate that Fire Blast miss. Well, it's kind of gonna make up the Fire Blast miss that just happened. It was gonna make up for itself, kind of actually. So I'm gonna go into Rotom now, thinking I may be able to live a Fire Blast from a Solar Power Charizard, but I just can't, and my Rotom's gonna get one-shotted in the sun with the Fire Blast, which isn't that surprising. I was thinking this thing may be Specs, but I wasn't really sure, so I'm going to my Starmie, knowing that if he is Specs, I'll be faster and kill him off with Thunderbolt. Pretty sure he was going to switch out here, and because he did, it made me think that he was Specs, but he's actually Scarfed, as I'll explain later. So, going to go for the spin, like I said, to get rocks up, so my Mence and Dragonite are a little more supported. Didn't want to, the light screen's still up here, so I can't really go for an Ice Beam to hit him, so I'm just going to go into my Ferrothorn, predicting him to go for the Leaf Blade, but he actually predicts my switch and goes for the Swords Dance, which I found kind of overly risky, but whatever, it worked out for him. He's going to be able to close combat me now. No point of really switching, so yeah, with Life Orb and Iron, what's it called again? Iron Barbs, right? Yeah, with Iron Barbs and Life Orb and the defense drops, I'm pretty sure at this range that a Nice Beam will take it off, and the fact that Light Screen's gone now, so I'm just gonna go for it, and it doesn't kill. I'm sorry I'm spoiling it by a little bit, but it doesn't kill, and that really hurt. I'm pretty sure that's max min, of course, and that really hurt me, because I really wanted to keep Stormy for longer, just so I can keep the Rapid Spin support going, but oh god, that live really annoyed me, because I really was trying to take good care of my Starmie until I got rid of the fortress, but whatever. I'm gonna go into my match out now, knowing that it threatens a good portion of his team. He switches. I go in on his Charizard, so I'm just gonna go for this fake out. Again, I was thinking that he was Specs, and that was the reason why he switched out, but he's actually Scarped, and he just didn't want to take a fake out. So unfortunately, after this, no, it's not here. Yeah, Fortress comes in. I'm just going to go into Mets, figuring that he's either going to... I'm not even sure what he's going to do, but I decided just to go into Mets because I can. And unfortunately, he's going to set up his rocks again. And even more unfortunately is that he is going to be able to get high enough point of health where he's back up to 30, meaning he can live a hit. So now he's going to decide to stay in because he knows he's at 30 and can live a Fire Blast. And yeah, he lives with 30. And I'm like, burn, which wouldn't even make a difference anyways because he's still going to be able to get off the thing, the Majigger. Volt switch, which is important actually, as you'll see. It's important for theory mining, not for the actual outcome of the match that he lived and went for the Volt switch there. You'll see. So he goes into his Cresselia now. I'm just gonna stay in and go for the Dragon Claw, thinking that he's probably gonna go for the Light Screen first, or the Reflect first. But he actually goes for the Light Screen first, which really sucks because I probably should have Draco'd first turn instead. But I didn't want to coax this thing into going for the Moonlight since it heals like a third of his health now, thanks to the Sun with Moonlight. So I decided I'm just going to keep going for the Dragon Claw till I get it to a low enough point of health, and now I'm just going to go for the Draco on the last turn, so figuring he's either going to kill me and just kind of hoping that he doesn't go for the recovery move. So not only that Crest is that big of a deal anyway, since Dragonite can kind of set up on it even with the Ice, even if it has Ice Beam. So he's going to take me out with an Ice Beam. Crest at a really low point of health, it's not that big of a threat, but he did get able to get those dual screens up, which is going to suck for the late game. So I'm going to go for their Fake Out here just to burn a turn of Reflect and Light Screen, which didn't really help me, but there was nothing really to fear for going for because I have Regenerator, so I'm not really wasting any Life Orb hits. So just going to go for the U-turn now to finish it off since I really didn't have a choice, since I couldn't really stall for any more time. So it dies even with the Reflect up, and I'm going to go into my Dragonite here, and I am going to be able to unfortunately take the Stealth Rock damage that I really wish I could have spun away earlier in the match, because now I lose my Multiscale. So he's going to go into his Charizard here, and with the Sun boosted, Fire Blast, Solar Power boosted, I still know I can take one, but because the Reflect's still up, I know that a Dragon Claw is not going to be strong enough to kick it out. I'm just going to go for it anyway since I really don't have a choice. I couldn't risk going for the Dragonette in case it turned out to be Scarfed, and I'm not even sure if I would have outsped it because I don't run much speed on this thing, or I do run speed on. I don't even know. I run Adamant. I'm not even sure what the EVs are on this thing, but luckily for me, I missed the Fire Blast, which I'm just gonna say made up for the other Fire Blast miss because this thing would have been at a lot lower health anyway, since Solar Power would have killed it off earlier. So because of that Fire Blast miss, it kind of costed them the match though, because if he didn't miss that Fire Blast, I would have gone into Mine-Shell after he killed me. He would have switched into this Fortress to die to the Fake Out, then back into it, and because he was Scarfed, he would have outsped me and killed me. So because of that missed Fire Blast, my Dragon is able to live and take out the Fortress with a Fire Punch. So that is going to be the match and a pretty good OU battle. So yeah, there was some really key hacks there, and kind of feel bad about it, but I usually get hacked a lot, so it's hard for me to feel sympathetic. So hopefully I'll see you guys later for stuff. Bye.